Should you quit your job and move to Key West? Would that make you happy? Well, I have 3 questions for you that can help you answer that. These are things that I learned when I quit my job, moved to an island, opened my own business, got a dog. Not this dog, that was 28 years ago actually. So it was 3 dogs ago. But yeah, so I've learned a lot over the years, and I quit my corporate job, not knowing what I wanted to do or necessarily where I wanted to live, but I wanted to, I knew I wanted to live on an island. So here, I'm going to take you through 3 questions that can help you, that you can incorporate into your life to help you try and figure out whether you should quit your job and move to an island. So first off is the one thing that we can actually control, which is great, which is where we live, right? So, you know, I was living in New England and I wanted to live on an island. So that's like the most simple shift, right? Move to an island. If you live in the city and you don't want to be living in the city, you want to live by the beach, then you move. If you live in the sticks and you want to live in the city, you move. That's the one thing that we can really control. And you know, life is never gonna be easy all the time, but if you live where you love, it makes things a lot easier. Like if I was in the middle of somewhere freezing cold, somewhere up in the north of the country, I don't think I'd be happy, even on a good day. But anyway, besides that, live where you love. It's simple, you can control that, right? The second thing is to do what you love. Now this gets a little tricky because not everybody knows what that is. You're doing something because you got that job and this is your life now, but you don't really know what it is that you like truly love, like what's your passion. And I certainly didn't know. I didn't know what kind of business I wanted to open when I moved to Key West, but I knew I wanted to open a business. So there are 2 things that I suggest when you don't know what it is that you want to do. And number 1 is say yes. Just start saying yes to everything because it opens up your world like you won't believe. It opens up to new opportunities, new experiences, and even better, new people. And the more you can say yes and get out there, the more you're going to start doing things that you didn't know that you even wanted to do. You know, and then even start doing the things that you think you want to do, because then you might find you don't want to do them and you can just cross those off your list. But, you know, for me, running a kayak company was never in the equation. And I just said yes and just started doing things. Next thing you know, I found myself out there kayaking all the time. The second part is to write down all the things that you would like in a job, because for the most part we all have to work, right? And so if we do have to work, what is it that you want to do within your day, down to the hours that you want to work? I mean, be realistic. You can't just say I want to work just 4 hours a day. Like really try and come up with something. If we're a full-time job, what is it that you want to do? I'll give you my example. I wrote down a few things. I wanted to work outside. I wanted to work in flip-flops. I wanted to learn something new all the time. I wanted to be on the water. I wanted to share my experiences with other people. I like physical work. I had a long list of things like that, very sort of general things, because if you can kind of be a little general about it like that, you will find that that'll fit into a lot of different things, right? If you just say, I just want this, you know, and you don't even know if you're going to like that when you get there, it just kind of really like narrows things for you and it makes things a little bit more difficult. So if you can really like, you know, write down as long a list as possible of all the things that you want in a job, and down to what you're going to wear and what hours you're going to work and how you're going to get to work, all those things, just write it all down. It's a good start. I was actually doing this exercise when I looked out back and I saw a kayak tour go by, and I thought, oh, that looks like fun. And I got to tell you, I've probably seen that kayak tour go by every day that I lived down here in the first couple months. But on that day, I'd been working on my list and I had seen it go by, and I'm like, I could do that. So it got in my head. Those things somehow, you know, subliminally got in my head of the things that I was looking for, and then I saw it. So if you only do the things that you know, you're only going to do the things that you know. So you got to get out there, say yes, write your list down, and try everything, and that's the best way for you to find what it is that you would love to do. And the third thing is, I think, probably the best part of life, and that is the people. Surround yourself with people that you love. And, you know, by doing so, even on the hardest day, if you have people with you, it makes things a little bit easier. And it could be friends, it could be a loved one, it could be family, it could be anything. Just good people. Surround yourself with good people. Now, a couple of things when it comes to this. Number one is, you know, I read somewhere that 80% of our happiness comes from our social connectiveness. And if that's the truth, then, which I think it is, then, you know, surrounding ourselves with good people is really what's going to make us happy, and our connections that we make with other people. And so, how do you find your tribe, basically? How do you find your people? One is simply say yes, get out there, start doing all kinds of things. Again, it opens up to experiences, and you meet new people. You're going to find new experiences and people who like to do those experiences, and then you're going to find more friends that way. The other thing is, the more you find out who you are, the more you're going to find your people. And so you got to do the inner work. And I know, you know, I mean, we work out our body, you go for a run, but you won't do the inner work and figure out what it is that your emotions and what makes you tick, and who you are and why you do the things you do and all that stuff. I mean, there's so much inner work, and some of it can actually be fun. I mean, it's fun learning why you do the things that you do. I've done them all these years. It's like, I don't know. But when you do the work, and I have an action book that is basically 30 questions of the things that have questions that have helped me over the years in really finding out, like, who I want to be, who I am now, who I want to be, and how I'm going to get there, kind of thing. You know, lots of different questions. The link is in the description. I highly recommend it. It is the greatest book, and you can use it over and over again. But there are a lot of great questions in there that I have used over the years. So grab a copy of that if you can. So, but yes, finding out a little bit more who you are is going to be a lot easier to find your tribe. So basically it comes down to 3 things: live where you love, do what you love, and find the people that you love. So that, to me, is what's going to make you happy. And then happiness, just on a side note, happiness is interesting because it's an emotion. I think what we're really looking for is to be fulfilled, right? We want to be fulfilled in our day by living where we love, doing what we love, and surrounding ourselves with people that we love. So I hope this helps, and I don't know, maybe I'll see you down here in Key West. I actually wrote a book called Millionaire Flip Flops about this sort of the progression of, like, moving down here and the things that I learned. And it was a little crazy because I did meet some people who read the book that came up to me and were like, hey, I read your book and I moved here. And I was a little like, how's it working out for you? So, and it's all so far so good. So I'm not pushing you to do it. I'm just saying it worked for me. And I share my story in my book, Millionaire Flip Flops, and there's a lot more stories here on my YouTube channel, so I would love it if you would subscribe. And plus, I'm really big on the mindset part, because I think that no matter, there's no amount of success that's going to make you happy unless your heart and your head are happy. And so I'm really big on those action plans and learning about yourself so that you can be happier and healthier and more fulfilled. So anyway, check the link below for the action book, and I will see you down in Key West.